Manchester United Samba stars, Brazilians to play for Old Trafford club. Manchester United are poised to seal the £52 million signing of Brazil midfielder Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk. Jose Mourinho moved quickly to sign Fred on a 5-year contract as United pipped their neighbours Manchester City to the 25-year-old signature. He will become the 7th Brazilian player in United's history, and we take a closer look at the 6 that came before him here. United 2003 to 2005, 30 appearances, 2 goals. Sir Alex Ferguson didn't get a whole lot wrong during his time at Manchester United, but the 2003 signing of Jose Cleberson Pereira doesn't reflect well on him with hindsight. One of the reasons we sold Seba Varane was because we knew we were getting Cleberson. That shows how highly we regard his talent, said Fergie when United sealed his £5.93 million signing from Atletico Paranaense. Indeed, what a tumultuous summer 2003 was at Old Trafford. They sold David Beckham to Real Madrid for £25 million and Varane to Chelsea for £15 million, missed out on another Brazilian, Ronaldinho, but signed a teenager called Cristiano Ronaldo. I wonder what happened to him. Ferguson's enthusiasm in Cleberson, then 24, wasn't misplaced. He had come from nowhere to become a starter in Luis Felipe Scolari's Brazilian World Cup winners in 2002, and in the final with Germany set up one of Ronaldo's goals. Regarded as an industrious and tough-tackling midfielder, Cleberson had initially attracted the attention of Leeds United in that World Cup summer but refused to move to England without his 16-year-old fiancée. The delay allowed Man United to pounce 12 months later, but he never lived up to Ferguson's big build-up, suffered an injury in only his second game and made just 20 Premier League appearances over 2 seasons. United cut their losses and sold him to Besiktas for a third of the cost in 2005, and Cleberson's career never came close to scaling such heights again. He is now the under-12s coach at MLS side Philadelphia Union. United 2007 to 2015, 181 appearances, 9 goals. Anderson was that rare thing, a Brazilian success story in the Premier League. And he became something of a cult hero with United fans during his 8 years at Old Trafford. The midfielder had a sunshine personality off the field, always smiling, amusing his teammates with his early efforts to learn English, blasting out samba music and living in Cristiano Ronaldo's house for his first 7 months in Manchester. On the field, he was dedicated and committed, admitting in an interview that he played through injuries for God of Football Ferguson. He always seemed to play especially well in grudge matches against Arsenal. His Old Trafford career was something of a slow burner. Signed for £20 million from Porto in 2007, he had to compete against the likes of Paul Scholes and Michael Carrick for a spot in the team. Yet he ended his first season as a European champion. Often forgotten in memories of John Terry's slip and Nicolas Anelka's fateful miss was that in between them Anderson hammered home his penalty. While at no point an automatic pick in his 8 years with United, Anderson still managed 181 appearances for the club, winning 4 league titles and a host of other medals. Injuries often prevented him playing more. Having fallen out of favor under Louis van Gaal, Anderson, capped 8 times for the Seleção during his career, returned home to join International. Still only 30, he is currently without a club. United 2008 to 2010, 8 appearances, no goals. Recommended to Ferguson by United's Brazil-based scout John Calvert-Lewin while he was checking out the Da Silva twins. More of them later. Pispon joined for £3 million in January 2008. United hoped they'd signed the next Brazilian wonderkid, and the defensive midfielder started brightly enough, coming on to make his Premier League debut on the opening day of the following season. But things were never the same after he was injured in a challenge by Middlesbrough's Emmanuel Pagetitz in a League Cup fixture the following month. It proved the first of a succession of injury setbacks that blighted his career. Though he returned and even played enough times to earn a League Cup winner's medal, Pispon didn't make a breakthrough and was loaned out to Braga the following year, making just 1 appearance. From there, Pispon rattled through a number of Brazilian clubs without settling and was last spotted at Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Even that wasn't meant to be. A back injury and a lack of fitness was the reason given by the club when he was released in February. Still only 29, it's been a rather sad footballing story for Pisban. United 2008 to 2015, 169 appearances, 5 goals. The Da Silva twins, Rafael and Fabio, were playing full-back on opposite sides of the field for Fluminense when United scout Leigh Kershaw spotted them in the 2005 Nike Premier Cup in Hong Kong. He described them as two little whippets to Ferguson because of their seemingly boundless energy and resilience and recommended United sign them. That they did eventually, seeing off competition from Arsenal in the process. The identical twins were only 17 when they came to Manchester, but Ferguson had no hesitation throwing Rafael into the cut and thrust of the Premier League and even the Champions League. Rafael, unlike his brother, was able to hold down a place in the United team and was highly regarded by Ferguson, even if it did sometimes lead to confusion. It wasn't rare that before training he'd look at me and say, "Come on, go to the left wing." When that happened, I used to just look at him. Then he'd go, "I meant right wing, Rafael." He recalled of the manager. Indeed, the only way Fergie could reliably tell them apart was because Fabio was married and wore a wedding ring. Rafael helped United to Champions League finals in 2009 and 2011, as well as 3 Premier League titles, the League Cup and the FIFA Club World Cup. He continued to play under David Moyes and also during the initial months under Louis van Gaal. But after returning from